All right. Look like we're live. Look like we're live. Hello, everybody. How you doing? This is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, a.k.a. Beast Mode Airborne. It's another gorgeous day. I'm sitting in the car, waiting on my beautiful wife. And while I'm sitting here, it's been over 15 minutes so far. I just want to chime in and give a shout out and thank you to all those who believe in my wife and I on this beautiful and our testimonies and trying out the super patch. We just want to thank you so much for those who opened the door for me to share my testimonies. I just want to thank each and every one of you, those who supported us and continue to support us, continue to believe in the patch. Not just don't believe, just believe, not only believe us, but believe in what these past super patches can do. I mean, it's been 30 days officially. Today is the 30th day since my wife first patched me. And the story with that was, as you can see, the word disabled veteran speaks for itself. See these beautiful little badges here. It's a wing, and then you got my MOS, AFSC, I served in the Air Force too, as well as the United States Army Reserve, Air National Guard as well. I'm here to tell you guys, I put my body through a lot of rings. So I can tell you, trying to be there, done that, trying to be trying to be as wise and smart at the same time, taking on any type of educational course, professional development, any type of whole class that will help my career and enhance my career. I mean, over time, a lot of that stuff takes a toll on me to where I have some injuries, from someone paratrooping, from parachuting, I used to be a paratrooper, 800 at the drop zone, 800 feet drop, 1,500 feet drop, all types of days and all types of weather. But I've done it. Climbed steep hills, rappel, done a lot of rappelling too. If you understand what the Swiss seat is, and the Australian seat, you understand what I'm talking about, especially when you don't do it right the first time, and you'll never forget that. And those of you who understand what I'm talking about. But anyway, been in a lot of things, as you can tell. If you served in the Army or Marine Corps, Air Force, you understand what all this stuff I'm wearing means, at least some of it. So when when your bodies go through the ringer, and then later on through the academy, through the federal, as a federal officer, being in law enforcement, correction, that takes a toll on you too. Especially right here. Blood pressure high, stress levels high. But you know what? God took me through all that so I can share my story with you. I also been a guy who'd been in a walker. Sometimes I had to be wheelchaired in the hospital. Walked with a cane most of my life. Most of my post-military. And it's been real. My last 22 years in the military has been real. My body has started taking a toll. I've been accepted into the Army chaplaincy. I've been ecclesiastic endorsed, been in ministry while on active duty, serving full-time as a pastor for 3.5 years, while still serving on active duty. And then later on, while still serving civil service as a federal officer. So I pushed myself, plus pushed myself through school. Make sure I get all my credentials. Make sure there's no doubt. Then, the body just can't keep pushing anymore. And I had to stop working. And it's been like 11 years. 2014 was my last day of work. Been retired ever since. So 2014 is 2025. So 11 years so far. But through that, all those credentials mean nothing when you're in pain. All that stuff I've done in the past is behind me. I'm dealing with pain every day. My quality of life diminished. You work so hard, you want to retire. And then when you finally you'll reach the plateau that where you don't have to look for a job. Your body's too tired to even enjoy life. Your body's too much in pain. I had back pains. I had like neck pain, shoulder pains, right left shoulder pain, frozen shoulders. Anybody can relate with a frozen shoulder? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. If you ever had frozen shoulders. If you ever had low back pain, I got my L4, L1, L3, L4, L5, S to S1. The severe ones is the L5 to S1. And it's not just one side, it's both sides. Because one side affects the opposite side, and the other side affects the opposite side, if that makes sense. Give it your primary care on that one. But yeah, I suffered through this for over 20 years, guys. Over 20 years. Had wrist issues, neck issues, you know. Hey, I'm going to walk, my bone is beaten up. You know, and I owe it all to my relief, my quality of life now. And I to a friend of mine who called me who never gave up on me. Because he could. He said, no, I don't want nothing. I'm not interested. Don't want nothing else. I just want to deal with this pain. I don't know how to get in sleep. Yeah, I got sleep insomnia too. Anybody if you have sleep insomnia, raise your hand. Let me know that you have sleep insomnia too. That I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one who has sleep insomnia, low back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, wrist pain, you know, high blood pressure, you know, who got migraines, ringing in the ears, you know, firing weapons, operating heavy equipment, operating, you know, 25,000 pound equipment, motorized, you know, you're moving, and then you're dealing with a few tons, driving armored vehicles. You know, I've done that too. Not the new ones, the old ones, the 113. M113 is what I used to drive. You know, moving to operations. That stuff take a toll on you, man. It really does. And it took a toll on me. Even pastoring took a toll. I was at the point I couldn't hardly stand up to preach. I had to hold on to my cane when I'm preaching. A lot of times I have to sit down on a chair for a little bit or lean against the podium, just for support because my legs is weak or my knees hurt. My right foot hurt, and I didn't mention this, but I did have right foot surgery on my left toe, my big toe, and then I had to get another surgery to remove a nail that was deforming. So, yeah, I'll tell you, you never know when you have to do it. A lot of times I've done a lot of invasive procedure, a lot of trial and error of different things, trial acupuncture, chiropractor, tried infrared, tried all sorts of stuff, drugs, lots of drugs, and nothing works. But thanks be to God. Thanks to a friend of mine who didn't give up on me. He introduced me to freedom. Now, I was like, man, come on, man. I already tried a patch work before. I've been on lidocaine, man. Come on, talk to a guy who's been on lidocaine for almost 15 years, man. I've been on lidocaine. That's a patch, you know, put drugs in you, right? And it's supposed to alleviate pain. That didn't work. I tried other patches from other companies. Didn't work. Said, try this one. That's it. I'll tell you what. I'm going to try this one, man. If it works, great. I'll be, if it does work, I will tell everybody. I'll be your biggest client. If it don't work, then thank you so much. Appreciate it. Have a nice day. And that's how real I was. So he really told me, broke it down to my wife, the big picture of this whole thing, because it's nothing like it. So my wife and I went ahead and said, we're going to go ahead and walk by faith, and you know, Lord is leading us to do it. So we went ahead and ordered a big amount, okay? Because I want enough to cover. If it does work, I want enough to cover me for the whole 30 days plus. Plus, I want more than one because I got more than one issue that needs correcting. So we ordered it on Thursday. It arrived on Sunday. Now, between that time, I had an attack on my lower back. My lower back spasmed out. If you understand what sciatic nerve is and how sciatic nerve can affect people, you definitely will have an appreciation of what I'm telling you. I'm only out, not only I had surgery about in October, okay, prior to this, and then an emergency surgery right after my initial surgery, you know, because I couldn't breathe. There was some issue going on with my throat and my neck, so I had to go to the emergency room. They put me on ICU. I was in an intensive care unit, okay? That's how serious it was, intensive care. I'd never been in an intensive care unit before. They performed the emergency surgery, and I felt a little better. My voice was all weird. And I was in pain, still in pain, and going through the hill. Now, you couldn't even hardly tell there was a procedure done there, but there it is, all the way through. So just to fix the left, so walking titanium. But anyway, back to what I was sharing. Sciatic nerve is no joke. Okay, you go from one extreme to another. And I don't know what causes it, but I go through it every so often. It gets worse. I'll be at a 10, then I could go to a level 15 in pain. So, like I said, my friend he reached out to me Thursday. I was not in the mood to talk to him, but emailing me, messaging me. And I'm like, man, come on. Ignore it. Delete. He kept going, and it's like, he reached out and said, hey, can I give you a call? I think this can really help you. I really believe that. He said, that's what he said, you know. And then we talked to I talked to another partner who's a professional martial art champion, and we chat for a little while. I used to be in karate a long time ago, and he was showing me how his fiance was going through her situation, and how it helped her, and how it helped him at age 60 plus. He's older than me, and so I said, bro, okay, since I know you, I'll go ahead and give it a shot. So I ordered it. It arrived on the 2nd of November, which is actually 30 days ago. I was in extreme pain. I was at a bad moment of my life, as usual. And I was in a walker. Now, I had to ask Sheila to bring the walker closer to me, because sitting in the chair, it was act of Congress just to sitting in the family room. You know, I wasn't sitting in my desk because it's too much pain to sit at my desk. It's too much pain to do anything with the computer. It was just too much. I just want to sit down on this couch, turn the heat on, and just try to get some type of relief if I can. So the patch arrives, open it, turn to Sheila, put my phone on the camera stand, turn it on. We're going to record this. So I said, Sheila, talk about it. It arrived. We're going to see what it does. And this is what it came in. I had a whole bunch of these, you know. This is what came in. Now, it's not just this. It's like, you know, I had like 40 packs, okay, of different varieties. So she took the first one, she told me, the Liberty patch. She put the Liberty patch on me. She put the Freedom patch on me. Now, the Liberty patch is for strength, okay? For strength, endurance, and mobility and balance. The Freedom patch is for pain, okay? Now Liberty also helped with inflammation. I was definitely inflamed that day. And then she put on me a Victory patch too, all within a few seconds of each other. Now, you ask how long it took me to recover, to find relief, stamina, to balance. Within seconds. That's for me. Now, remember, I was struggling. If you see any of my videos, you know that I was struggling. So the back pain was immense. So what I've done, I said, bring the walker close to me. And I was like, man, I try to scoot as close to the edge of the chair as I can, without really sagging and lose my balance and falling back in the chair and screaming. Taking full concentration with this pain, just to stand up. It took me everything I had to stand up. And true story. It took me everything. It really hurt. That sciatic nerve, the spine, is nothing to play with, guys. It's real. So I finally stood up. I turned around to face the camera. And I'm just like, man, I am not having a good day. And I wasn't. I'm here to tell you guys. I'm telling you my story. I was not having a good day. So my wife put the 3 patches on me immediately. It's do or die now. Right? either work or it won't work. Okay? You put all 3 patches on me. All 3. Okay? Victory, liberty, freedom. In that order. Right at my L4, L5 area. Totally inflamed. And within seconds, I felt something like boom. Like, you know, you ever take a drop of a rock and throw it in the water and you see that wave? That's how it felt to my body felt. The moment you put it on, it felt like a wave. It felt like a wave, like something is traveling through my vein, through my nerves, through my skin. Okay? That's the best way I can describe it. It was a good feeling too. It felt like I got a little energy. Seconds, I was standing straight up. Seconds, I looked at the video several times just to remind myself. Because that's all I know. I can't explain it. I mean, that's how it happened. I stood straight up. All my weight is on my spine. And my sciatic nerve stopped. My sciatic nerve pain stopped. The spasm that shoots down my right leg, the pain that is so intense on my L4 and L5 area and S1 stopped. It stopped. It stopped. This is just my experience. I can't speak for you. I can speak for myself. It stopped. And I said, let's see if I can stand, I can walk. Okay, let's see if we can walk. So I took one step backwards, and I took another step backwards, standing completely, almost completely away within at least arm distance from my walker, because I'm afraid I was going to fall. And I felt okay. Everything's still okay. It's just like checking you do the parachute landing fall in the landing zone, and you check your leg, your knees, your foot, and make sure everything operational before you stand up. Yeah, that was me. So I stood up. I mean, I'm standing there in amazement, asking myself, this cannot be. This cannot be for real. This is, how can a victory patch, a liberty patch, and a freedom patch work so well? My wife is back too. How can all of this, somebody explain to me, how can all this, you asked the question, I'm asking you a question, how can these 3 patches, just one patch, now they come with, there's 28 patch and 1 patch if you ask how many is in the package, there's 28 in here, in victory, there's 30 in liberty, and in freedom, there's 30 as well. Okay, so how can something like this work? Okay, it's technology, guys. It's no chemicals involved. It's no medication involved. There's no food involved. These are devices. It's a device that is applied to your skin that does something that connects to the brain to bring forth balance, and something else to it. I forgot the other word, but it works. That's all I can tell you. And it works for my wife as well. And I say, let me run some tests to myself. So I said, okay, let's turn left. Let's turn right. All right. Now, normally I wouldn't be able to lift this arm. I cannot lift this arm because I have a frozen shoulder, and I had surgery because it was becoming, I had to have a surgery because if I didn't, I would have paralyzed my left side would be paralyzed. So, but guess what, guys? I can raise this arm. It's a little tight. I feel my limit, and I can raise it almost all the way up. I can raise it up just like this, like I'm doing side strata hops. You know how you do side strata hops, jumping jacks? Well, guess what? I can reach those heights now, again, for the first time. Back into November 2nd. I can do it. So it happens. This thing is good. I became a believer. And what really got my interest was also really hit home when I see other people who are just as bred off as I am, okay? Older than me, can move their legs, can stand up for the first time in 5 years, can now move their fingers. some who are paralyzed can now at least communicate with their hand and arm and stretch on. One guy had 3 strokes, and cannot straighten out his arm. Straighten out his arm. Okay, his arm's like this all the time. Straighten out his arm and walking. Then he walked without his cane. I'm walking without a cane. I've been walking without a cane for almost 30 days. Well, 30 days now. I'm sitting in this car waiting on my wife to talk to you, to share my testimony that this thing does work. And you think people, with something that can work so well to the human body, and particularly the brain, using a technology like this, that is helping thousands of people. And I believe it has. I mean, it's in 34 countries. You'd think people would say, come all out, like 50 people a day would say, what are you doing? What can I do to help? What can I do to get this thing? Where are you? Can you do a test on me? That's what it was quiet. Guys, I think we've all been programmed to depend on drugs. If it's not driven by pharmaceutical, we like this. If it's not given to by our primary physician, we're like this. But here's the story, guys. You got a lot of MDs out there in this thing. You got a lot of MDs like this, and they license. This thing, this FDA registered. All right? In 24 countries. The patent, the technology is secured. If anybody tries to duplicate, there's a $230 million penalty if you try to copy the technology without permission, which you ain't gonna let you have. But I'm here to tell you, let's welcome my wife. First of all, let's welcome my wife. Say hi, honey.
Hello, hello, hello.
I'm just sharing.
Okay.
But I mean, the technology in this thing is unbelievable. That's why it's classified as a device. That you put on a human being's skin, and it works. It works. Now, if you put one patch on, people are different. I got relief within seconds. And sometimes it takes people. It may take you within the 24-hour period before you even take a notice. Sometimes it may take you 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Sometimes you may need more. It depends on your severity. You may need more than one patch on you. So please just follow. If somebody tell you to put 2 patches on and put one Liberty patch and 2 Freedom patch, put it on. Don't try to form your own understanding, because people, don't try to do it your way. Do what the person recommends you do. It's not medical advice or anything like that, but it's just the truth, because, it don't work. You put one patch on. If it doesn't work within the first 5 or 15 minutes, put another patch on. I ain't say patch your whole body. But what I'm saying, we got to be reasonable about this thing. The severity of your condition, the more severe the pain, I put 2 patches on. Put one on my back. I'm getting ready to put one on my wrist. I got one on my wrist already. I'm going to put another one on when I get home. I just don't want to break this open. We're out and about. But I'm here to tell you guys, if it doesn't happen fast, do not get discouraged. Do not get mad. Hey, Lisa, how you doing, Sister Corbin? Now that's Chief Corbin. And don't you forget about it. Forget it. That's Navy Chief, E7. I recognize. Getting parade rest. Anyway, just having fun. But anyway, yeah. Don't be like one of these folks like, I ain't gonna put this patch on. No, put the patch on and try it out. Try it out. It works. And, you need to put 2 on a day, 24-hour period. Put 2 on. Put on where it hurts. I put one on my L4, L5. I put one on my wrist. I put one on my neck. I also put the Liberty, because I got inflammation all over the place. I got osteoarthritis all over me. It's a true story. Osteoarthritis is serious. I got it on every part of me, even in my neck, my bones, my face. It hurts all over. And a doc said there's nothing they can do about it. When all we can do is give you medicine. that's all they can do, guys. That's all they can do. So, and instead of spending money on medication, invest in yourself and try this. Try this. Just give it a try. Give it a 30-day try. I'm on my 30th day, so I mean, I'm good. I'm on my 30th day, but I was already sold on it day one. Okay? I've been on patches, other plans for a year, and it never worked. Never. Not saying it didn't work for others, but it didn't work for me. And I got the most severe case of it. I have the most beautiful sleep because of this patch. It's called REAMS. You know that REAM about rapid eye movement? But I'm here to tell you, this does the job. REAM does the job. I get the most wonderful sleep. It doesn't put you to sleep, but it makes your quality of sleep so much better over at night. So whenever you go to sleep, you put a patch on before you go to bed. You got degenerative arthritis? Uh-oh, my signal's going bad. Uh-oh. The patch work. Amen. Thanks, Lisa. You see there? She got degenerative arthritis. I got osteoarthritis, and it worked. It works for her, and it works for me, and it works for my wife. And we in the military understand, and that's why we're working so hard to reach our fellow veterans, and even those who are still on active duty. You're going through pain, and all they do is give you a tense unit and some drugs, and that's it. Get back to work. But this, I believe this is a game changer. And you'll never know until you try it. All right? And I always say, if you're going to buy a patch, get the freedom, get the liberty, and get the victory. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. I told Satan, get behind. Victory today is mine. I got the victory. 30 days ago, we got the victory. And that victory through these patches, guys. God had to love me to touch a friend of mine's heart to say, Tony, I'm here to tell you this will help you. Who never gave up on me. Had he gave up on me, I'll still be in my old woe is me. But anyway, I'm not going to hold you guys. Lisa, always a pleasure. It was a great, you had it was a wonderful live stream you done today. Wonderful. I enjoyed it. Oh, but also, for those of you who got anxiety and need that little peace before you go to bed, get your little all started, there's some peace. Get some peace. But anyway, guys, y'all, hopefully we'll have another promotion. And at this time, take advantage of it because you missed out on the best promotion that was out there yesterday, this past from Friday to Monday. You missed out, but doesn't mean you have to miss out on this. So anyway, for my wife and I, to all my brothers and sister associates, get past today, do the patch test. It will change your life. I'm here to tell you that. Pastors, ministers, you know me, you know my reputation. You know I don't get into stuff unless I know it's real. I know many of you have got into stuff and got some disappointment, but I have not been disappointed. That was not faking. It was real. I did have some issues, a lot of issues, and I did, because of this patch, I'm able to get in my car without struggling. I was able to stand up, and I can walk without a cane and walker. Tell me that. Look at God using the founder who came up with the idea about the patch because he wanted to help his mother with multiple sclerosis. And I have a great understanding about MS because my second wife had MS and I had to take care of her. So I understand as a caregiver. My wife understands because she's my caregiver now. So we understand how things can be tough when you have to take care of someone. Just think if had this been around earlier, this could have made a significant difference, but it's making a lot of difference to a lot of people. I have a friend who's online with me who has also had MS, and she's raving about it every day. So, you make your decision. Get with me or Sheila or the one who shared the video with you and order a patch. You can order a patch from Sheila at teamarnold.superpatch.com. That's teamarnold.superpatch.com. And it will be shipped out. All right? Get with us for detail on how to order. If you need some help going online to walk you through the process, definitely get with us. Anyway, like everything else, you all have a good day. This is Reverend Dr. Antonio Arnold, a.k.a. Beast Mode, Airborne. Signing off. Have a good day. Airborne out.